Amazon dropped its original series, The Boys, and this series is a dark and gritty look at the dangers of superpowers. Really, it's a great look at hypocrisy in high places and how dangerous that really is.
They just declared war.
Welcome to Durbania, I'm Durbin, and this is my theological analysis for Amazon's original series, The Boys. There are spoilers ahead. To properly analyze this thing, I will be spoiling those twists and those turns, so you are warned with plenty of time that there are spoilers for this show ahead. I think this is a smartly written show that dives into the dangers of hypocrisy in those high places, where these heroes are up on this pedestal, but really, they're just these whitewashed tombs. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones of the dead and everything unclean. And the same way, on the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness. I think the seven, our core set of heroes, are a perfect reflection of that verse and a perfect picture of that verse, because they are these whitewashed tombs. On the outside, they are pristine and they look fantastic. And one of the things about this show that was so smart in its writing is it's clear that this is really the Justice League. Come on, Homelander, that's Superman. Obviously, the Deep is Aquaman. A-Train, easily a Quicksilver or the Flash. And then you have Queen Maeve, clearly that's Wonder Woman. But what's so smart about this connection that they do is it automatically connects you to these heroes that we love in the DC and the Marvel universes and that good nature that they have. But what this show is saying is that good nature is a facade. That's the outward appearance. But underneath it is everything unclean. Underneath it is everything that is vile and everything that is wrong and everything that is disgusting. And so you have this company, Vaught.
We are Vaught. We make heroes super.
So basically they manufacture superheroes. And here's what we find out about Vaught. And this is a revelation given to us much later in the show, that they are manufacturing something called Compound V, and they are testing this on little babies.
Hey.
Little babies, they just turn into superheroes through this Compound V. It's kind of awful. So they're creating these superheroes and they're manufacturing them. They truly are the product of Vaught. And they say they got like 200 and some odd superheroes and they're trying to put them in every city across the nation. But the core, the face of Vaught is the seven. And the sad thing is, the corruption of Vaught has definitely been passed down to the seven. And here is the great masses loving their heroes, feeling safe because they exist, and idolizing these heroes. So what's the danger in that? Vaught is corrupted. And as these heroes have joined Vaught and become part of the seven, you see they've given more and more of themselves over. They've sold out more and more until eventually they're just as corrupt as this company that they serve, and just transform the inside of the followers into that same kind of gross and disgusting corruption. But because it looks so good on the outside, it's hard to recognize. So how does one recognize it? By their fruit, you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Jesus said this, and he kind of made it clear. It's like you will recognize them. The tree might look beautiful, but you can recognize by the fruit that it produces whether it actually is a good tree or a bad tree. Our lives produce fruit, and that fruit is honest. Because the only way fruit comes is it really comes from the inside and the life of the tree. The things that we produce in life come from the inside of us. And so that really, as much as we might try to dress it up, we either produce good fruit or we produce bad fruit. And one of the biggest red flags in this show is when A-Train can't stop and he runs through Robin, Huey's girlfriend, and disgustingly obliterates her all over the street. And it's a hit and run. The dude just keeps running. Now here's what's on the inside that we don't see until later. Homelander is sending A-Train on this mission to run across the world, dropping off vials of Compound V, the thing that creates these superheroes, to terrorist factions around the world. Why? To create super villains, because the goal of the Seven is to be militarized. That's what they want, so that their influence can grow, their income can grow, their prestige can grow. It's all about themselves. So of course, knowing superheroes aren't born that way, which is the huge lie, they are created by this company. And A-Train is running around with Compound V, the proof that they're created. So that's the root. That's what's inside that we don't see. But what we do see is the fruit. He can't stop and he can't be caught. So he obliterates this girl, ends her life, destroys Huey's life, man, and runs. Just keeps on going. And with barely an apology.
My deepest condolences to Robin Ward's family. I was chasing these bank robbers. She just stepped in the middle of the street.
And he's not even held accountable. Not even knowing the root of what's under that. The fact that he's not even being held accountable. The fact that he's not giving a huge chunk of his money to the family or whatever. The fact that all it is just this platitude, this fake whatever. That should have been a huge red flag. What is really going on underneath? But the world just loves the comfort of their heroes, so they're not looking for the truth. They're just looking for what looks good on the outside. And again, this is the real danger of being not genuine, of the hypocrisy of it all. And my favorite character, I think, is Starlight. She's an awesome hero, deserves her own solo show. She's got an awesome set of powers. I think she's cool. What I love about her is her heart.
Since when did hopeful and naive become the same thing? I mean, why would you get into this business if not to save the world?
Out of everybody that we meet in the Seven, she is the genuine article. But even before her first day on the Seven, she's taken advantage of. We see that the Deep is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he takes advantage of her. He hurts her, and he takes her dream and he holds it hostage so that he could just try to get whatever he wants from her. And it shows the true root. It shows what's truly underneath this facade that looks so good. And it hurt her. On top of the fact that it crushes her faith just a little bit more as she's disillusioned.
I didn't fight. Now I just feel sick. Turns out I'm not who I thought I was.
And the disillusionment continues as they continue to use her. Vaught is using her just to bring more prestige to themselves. She has this awesome superhero's costume, but they want her to wear this costume that shows so much more.
It's my body. I have the right to choose how much of it I show. You do. You just won't be doing it in the Seven.
And again, they're taking her dreams and they are holding them hostage. They are wolves preying upon the sheep. They are preying upon the innocent. And that's the just sheer raw danger of this hypocrisy. And it continues to go deeper. That one of the scenes that really stands out to me is when this plane is taken over and held hostage over the Atlantic. And so you have Queen Maeve and you have Homelander that fly out to this plane. As they go out to this plane, they're not there to save the people. They're there so that it could be like, man, if we were militarized, then we would have been in the chain of command and we would have been called before the jets were scrambled. We need this kind of power. It was all about them and it was all about their own glory. Homelander takes out the people holding the plane hostage. In the process, kills the captain, destroys the controls, and as the plane is going down, Queen Maeve wants to save them, and Homelander's like, there's nothing we can do. We just need to leave. And he leaves with Queen Maeve, leaving everybody on that plane to die because they also saw his true colors, that he's a nothing and a nobody. So he couldn't leave any of them alive because now there's witnesses to the genuine truth of who and what he really is. And then he takes that and turns it around.
If they let us into the military, then this will never happen again. That is my solemn promise to you.
And then he goes to Believe Expo and uses the name of Jesus to preach that very same agenda. As a Christian who believes the Bible from the first word of Genesis to the last word of Revelation, man, number one, the scene is well written, but it hurts my heart to watch this scene because the whole episode about Believe Expo is almost the pinnacle of the whitewashed tomb, making everything on the outside look so unbelievably good, while the inside is nothing but death and rotting.
Wasn't I chosen to save you?
So not only do you have the liar, Homelander, there, using the name of Jesus to send out his message, and then you have all those people as he's flying over the crowd with their arms lifted up in adoration towards him. It's like, who are they really at this expo to worship? The real thing or this false idol? And you get to watch Starlight struggling with that as she's sitting there in a circle with all these young people around her, and here she is supposed to be kind of giving her testimony in this intimate setting, and the minister there won't let her tell the truth about her life or be genuine, only wants to give disingenuous Bible answers to everything. And because of that, it laid these heavier burdens on the people in this room, keeping them from God, because the idea was keep this idol clean and pristine, and you live up to that. They are living at a number 10. You're at a number 2. You better make your way up to that number 10 or else. And so they're laying this heavy burden on these kids, and she's beginning to recognize what is happening here, and she wants no part in it anymore, especially when her mom is backstage. She's like, Mom, I can't go out and deliver this message. And the mom says, but my friends are watching. The mom made it all about her. Even the mom wasn't genuine. Even the mom was in this for her. And when she saw the hypocrisy in that, it was absolutely heartbreaking. You see the danger in this hypocrisy? It's a dangerous thing. These wolves that dress themselves up as sheep and wear sheep clothing because it looks ridiculous in a cartoon. But the truth is, even Satan comes as an angel of light. Why? To deceive, to steal, kill, and destroy, and to do what he can to destroy genuineness and to destroy genuine faith on the inside.
I really did care. I was just like you. And then I started giving pieces of myself away, and I guess I gave away everything.
What I absolutely love about that scene is Queen Maeve beginning to recognize what is genuine. She's beginning to see how much of herself she's surrendered to this false thing called Vaught. When she sees Homelander not being a hero at all in that plane over the Atlantic, but caring more about his reputation, therefore leaving no survivors on that plane. And when she sees that, it's kind of like that moment where she sees how she's given so much of herself to this thing that is really just death underneath this beautiful looking facade. She recognized that because the genuine article of Starlight appeared. Starlight wasn't perfect in any way, shape, or form, and yet her heart is true. She is genuine, and seeing the genuine deal, she found that conviction to want to do what is right, telling Starlight, I've given everything of myself, but you keep being you because the world needs you. She recognized the genuine article. In Jesus' day, there were plenty called unclean by the religious of his day. There were plenty in that time that were broken and hurting that the religious people weren't interested in helping because they were more interested in looking clean. They were more interested in their upright and righteous appearance. And Jesus just cut through all of that and healed the brokenhearted. And when they saw the genuineness of Jesus, they recognized what the truth was and decided that's what they wanted to follow. When you follow the desires of your sinful nature, the results are very clear. Sexual immorality, impurity, lustful pleasures, idolatry. Just those things alone we see driving the lives of these heroes throughout season 1. But here's the genuine article. The fruit of the Spirit produces love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There is no law against these things. The danger in this hypocrisy is Vaught is a whitewashed tomb. On the outside, it's beautiful and gorgeous, and on the inside, it is death and rot. And as the 7 give their lives over to it and give themselves over to it, they look beautiful and magnificent on the outside, but they become concerned with the ways of Vaught, and they inherit the death that is on the inside, and it continues to spread. And now you even have those people that have made these superheroes their icons. They've placed their faith in it. So in the end, it even serves to undermine faith because it's a lie, it's disingenuous, and it lays these heavy burdens that keep people away from the truth. And yet, there's the genuineness of Jesus. And when we surrender our lives to him, then we'll find his true and genuine life flowing through us, causing us to produce fruit we were never able to produce without him. So if you watch this show, The Boys, what did you think about it? What stands out about this show to you? Let's talk about that in the comments. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button to become a Durbanian and hit the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified for my next theological analysis, movie review, ranking video, trailer reaction, or anything else I do. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.